Hey guys. So today I want to talk about laziness, complete lack of motivation and effort, um, what we are really good at. Excuses. When I started my journey, I always like to place the blame and point the finger at something why I couldn't do it. Through the years, I've had 5 knee surgeries on my right knee. I have a torn disc in my lower back. I've had major rotator cuff surgery. Broken bones as a kid. I was an accident looking for a place to happen when I was a kid. So as an adult, as an obese adult, those were very good lies to use as to why I couldn't exercise. Those were great lies to tell people why I couldn't move. But at the end of the day, I could still walk to the refrigerator. I could still get in my car and get out of my car at my favorite restaurant. My back really didn't kill me that bad. So when it came to walking, when my journey started, I would go out of the house and get to the driveway and I'd go back home, walk back to my house, because the real truth is I was afraid of what my neighbors were thinking. I didn't like to go outside. I didn't like to walk by on the street and people say things, and usually it's kids, stupid little kids that would like to talk a lot of shit. And when you're in a passing by car, you're a tough guy. Now, nobody would ever say anything walking past me, obviously, but you never really think about that. You never think, oh, I look tough and hey, they're probably not going to say anything. They'll drive by and say something, and I allowed those stupid little words to hurt me all the time. As a child, growing up, I've said this before, I spent most of my childhood in junior high and high school fighting. You said something to me, I'll punch in your mouth. I learned to use my weight to jump on somebody and pummel them. It was awesome. But as an adult, you're not really fighting all the time. And if I did try to fight at 400 pounds, I was going to get my ass kicked because I couldn't move. Bottom line. Yet, we choose to handicap ourselves because we worry what others have to say. We allow others' words that we'll probably never see those people again would prevent us from going outside and doing something for ourselves. At the time, you never think of that type of logic. It's after you lose the 50, the 100, the 200 pounds that you say to yourself, why didn't I do this sooner? I wish I had that answer. I wish I knew that answer. And sometimes it takes a near death or a friend dying, something tragic, something crazy to happen for us to finally the light bulb to turn on. My goal is to help people before it has to get to that extreme. My goal is to help people understand that life isn't as bad as we make it. I don't care if you're obese, if you're little, if you're skinny, whatever you are. We always make other things the reason for the excuse before we ever blame ourselves. And I had to stop doing that. And you learn the art of lying when you don't want to do something. Faking an injury was really easy because everybody knew I've had knee surgery, so it was just like, oh, hey, Johnny, his knee's hurting, so he doesn't want to go, or he doesn't want to go to the lake. I didn't want to go to the lake because I was the fattest one out there. There was no life vest for me. And what if I forgot my life vest? Then I'm just going to be the fat guy up on the shore while all my skinny friends had a great time. And I was angry at them. But in the end, I was angry at myself. And that is the point you have to get past. It's not their fault that they look like you or they don't look like you. It's your issues why you look the way you do. Now, moving forward from yesterday, there are reasons why we look that way. There are reasons what we do. But it comes a point in time in life that we can choose to change those things. A lot of people don't know how. Why I said I'm going to start coaching. I had a few emails today that were absolutely amazing and awesome. They came to me and I'm going to start helping them. And most of those emails were people that said, I don't know what to do for exercise. So I figured, why not make a video and talk about number one, call everybody's asses out and say you guys are lazy and life gets in the way. True. The problem is that we go from a laying position in the morning to getting up, getting dressed, get in our car, sit in traffic to go to work, sit at work, get back in our car, sit in our car, go home, sit down, do whatever for an hour or two, and go back and lay down. That's life. I get that. And some of us are working 2 jobs. Some of us are working 3 jobs. Single moms, single dads are busting their ass trying to put food on the table and put the roof over the head. I get all that. But you have to find a couple of minutes for yourself. I know some people that do at-home workouts, and no matter what, they'll do them at 1 o'clock in the morning. They do them at 1 o'clock in the morning because that's their only time for 30 minutes or 45 minutes. It's their only time. And their health is so much more important than that 1 hour of sleep. I respect that. It's extreme. I don't think everybody should do it. A lot of biggies need proper sleep. Most biggies aren't sleeping properly. We'll talk about sleep apnea one day too. But the bottom line is there is enough time in a day to make it happen. It's trying to get to that hump that you realize this needs to happen. It's tough when I look back at my journey and think of all of the bullshit that I used to spew as to why I didn't want to move. And it was simply because 50% was I was worried what people thought of me. And the other 50% was I just didn't want to do it. I didn't like to sweat. I didn't like the feeling of that burning in your chest when you tried to walk upstairs or walk uphill. I hated that feeling. Now, it's different. You know, everybody says, what do you use for motivation? Well, I told you, my motivation it changes in stages. But I challenge everybody, go get undressed and stand in front of a mirror. Take a selfie. Most of us have a selfie or two in front of the mirror anyways. Take a selfie of you in a bathing suit or a pair of shorts or no clothes on or bra and underwear and look at it. If that is simply not enough to motivate you to move, nobody is going to be able to make you do something. Plain and simple. Plain and frickin' simple. It's not going to happen. You know, some of the most insecure people I know are at the gym, and they, to me, have some of the best physiques, best bodies, men and women. They hate themselves. So the question becomes is when is enough enough? And I don't think anybody will ever be able to answer that. And that, I think, is something that we will chase just like trying to find the unicorn. When is enough enough? Enough is never enough. But I can guarantee you one thing. What we are today, tomorrow could be better. That simply is that. You lose 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds, 100 pounds, 200 pounds, 14 inches off your waist, whatever it is. That's obviously better than when you started. Today, somebody on Facebook said they're having a bad day. Okay, we're going to have those bad days. But do you want to just quit and go back to where you started at? Your miserable self that you absolutely hated, that you projected on the world? No. But once you stop being so lazy and finding an excuse for everything that you don't want to do, you start to get a little pride. You start to get a little self-worth in you, where exercise isn't all that bad. Things start to get a little better. People around you might even think, wow, he or she's actually kind of happier, changing. We're stuck in ourselves. And like I said, I will never blame somebody before I put myself out first. And I was just like that. I was miserable. I look back at my pictures and I might have smirked or I might have had a smile, but my eyes said everything. My eyes said, I hate myself. And that's really what it comes down to. We'll talk about hating yourself too eventually. We'll get to that point. But I challenge everybody. Here's a big challenge. I challenge everybody to go home if they're at somewhere not at home watching this, or some people say they watch me when they're on the treadmill or they're at home. I challenge everybody that has a spouse, skinny spouse, big spouse, obese spouse, anybody. Grab the opposite and say, let's go for a walk. Let's go for a bike ride. Let's go for a swim. Watch their reaction. Some reaction is going to be like, who are you and what did you do with my wife or my husband? Some reaction is, nah, I don't feel like it. Okay, cool. And that's the kind of reaction that I want to talk about. To all my biggies, this is going to be the hardest thing for you. Sometimes you're not going to get that support at home. You're not going to get the loved one that you want most to support you isn't going to support you. They have their own issues, and it's going to happen. And your kids are going to have their hands out and need mom and want mom, or dad, whatever it is. You're going to have to find the time if you truly choose this for yourself. There's no other way around this. You either have to want this for yourself, and I always use a little analogy of the airplane, right? They always tell you if the airplane goes down, put your mask on first, then your child's. If you don't have your health and you're dead, your wife or your husband's going to find somebody else, and that somebody else is going to raise your children. Plain and simple. So if you want motivation, get in the mirror. If you want more motivation, think about somebody else raising your children because, well, you're dead. I take obesity very seriously. I take everything that I do to heart, and I take it to the extreme because it has to be the extreme. When you're 2, 3, 4, 500 pounds overweight, that's extreme. When you're 10, 15 pounds, you can go to the fucking gym for all I care and find a trainer. Not that I don't like you, not that I don't love you, but I take my field a lot more serious than someone that needs to lose 10 pounds. I want everybody to go home, or when their husband or wife gets home, and say, let's go for a swim, let's go for a walk, let's go for a bike ride. I have a buddy that has had a pool in the back of his yard in the home that he's been in for 10 years. I think he's been in that pool one time. Nice home, nice pool, once. He's 420 pounds today. I got the email. Yet you have a pool with high fences that you could get in, but he doesn't want to because the water's kind of cold. The wind's blowing. Every excuse you could possibly think of, he's used. So, with some tough love, I expressed to him that I'll be more than happy to raise his child with his hot wife, and we'll try to tell great stories about him to his child when his child's calling me daddy. He was ready to fight, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever. I was so excited because I got him so worked up. I had him so angry that guess what? 25 minutes ago, he texted me that he just bought his first pair of shorts at Walmart, and he's getting ready to go to the gym. So I'm going to go see his ass at the gym very shortly. But it worked. So we all kind of need some motivation once in a while. Now, if motivation is somebody else raising your child, great. If motivation is that you're going to die, even better. If motivation is that you are tired of the names or the looks or the stares, there's your motivation. But most of you are going to find an excuse as to why you don't want to go for a walk tonight. Have to cook dinner. You can go after dinner. Have to get the kids ready for bed. You can go after they're in bed. Nobody's home to watch my kids. You could do jumping jacks in your living room when the kids are asleep. There is a way for everything that you want if you want it. Plain and simple. I can't put it any more simpler than that. I can design the eating programs. I can design the workout programs. I can get face to face with everybody. But I cannot make you do it unless you are ready to do it. It is that simple. So to all the emails that I received after yesterday about having an excuse for everything, this is for you. This is for all the emails that came through and for the people that have texted me that I know personally that has said, I want to, but I don't know where to start. Start with a walk. Start with a swim. Start with a bike ride. You have stairs in your house and people only want to go up those stairs one time, and that's at bedtime because they don't want to walk up 16 steps. What if I told you that a longer, extended, healthier life with your children is up those steps and back down those steps and back up those steps? Would you do it? Let me know. Biggie, eataskinny.com. You guys can get in my comments that I keep pointing at. I do not know why I do that, but I think I will just continue to do that because you guys all get a good giggle out of it. And I always push the stop button on this, and I laugh and think to myself, you're a dork when you do that. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. I'm excited about the coaching thing. I've received some emails already. People have already signed up. People from all around the world, not just locally. I've had people from overseas sign up, which I think is absolutely awesome. So I'm going to start getting all organized and penciled in, and my Skype name is going to be Eat a Skinny, which I think is great. And it's pissing off skinny people, which I freaking even love even more. And we'll go from there. So send me an email, write me comments. You guys know me on Facebook as well. Love a Biggie. You guys can send me messages there as well. If I've pissed anybody off, I'm not really sorry, because I believe in what I'm doing, and I believe in all of you that are ready to do this. So, one final thing. Surgery versus natural weight loss. Okay. Take off the gloves. Someone got a little pissed off at me the other day. I think it was yesterday, actually. And they said, you said hard work. And I said, yes, I did say hard work. And they said, well, surgery is hard work. Surgery is hard work. I believe surgery is good to save lives. I don't believe in surgery if you could truly do this for yourself. Plain and simple. Saves lives. For some. For some, it's convenience. I don't believe in that. That's my opinion, not your opinion. Doesn't have to be. So if you want to come to my page and you want to try to start shit, just be prepared that I'm not going to try to pat you on the back and tell you it's good and send you some roses. I'm going to come after you because I believe there are a lot of people that have it within their heart and their desire to do this. And those are the people that I know can do it. The lady with the blisters, she couldn't, and it saved her life. And she knows the amount of respect for her. I will give her a big hug one day when I'm closer down there to see her. I'm going to give her a huge hug because you know what? She's giving back. She's giving back to society, which is the greatest thing. Because society says, hey, fat people, you don't belong. We don't need you. You shouldn't even breathe the air I breathe. Well, guess what? She changed it because it saved her life. That I support. When you're just kind of overweight and you get approved for it because you kind of just don't want to go do it for yourself, I will not support that. That's my own opinion. And I take to it, and I'm 100% on it. So we'll go from there, and we'll see what happens.